Hi, I got an itch. I wasn't gonna start the video like this. Something bit me. I got an itch. Anywho, how are you? Oh my gosh, I've been meaning to finish the story sooner, but you always know that things get always in my way. Things happen. Yesterday I felt so sick. I almost called 911. Good thing my husband was here because I don't know what was going on with me. I was feeling really, really sick, and I couldn't explain it. You know, sometimes I get swollen because it's the rain, but it wasn't raining. Anywho, it rained in the night, so that's what happened. So maybe I think it was coming. But you see this thing I have here? Do you remember way back, if you've been following me for a while? I have a scar right here. I don't know if you can tell. It's a scar. It looks like almost like a Y. Well, I still don't know why it happened, but I started getting like this, it looked like a mosquito bite at first, or like I thought it was a bee that I got because I was outside. I'll tell you this story quickly. What happened, I started getting this like swollen, my eye got swollen, so it was almost shut. And it got progressed for a few days, like 3 days. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, have you had the chicken pox? And I'm like, yeah, I was older. I was 16 when I got it, but I was exposed when I was 12. And I got it here in Florida when we moved not too long after. I don't think I was 16 yet. Maybe, I don't know. But it took about 3 years for me to actually get the chicken pox. But I didn't have like a big blown out thing. Like, it was sporadic, but it was still awful because I was older. Anywho, I went to the doctor that I was seeing, not the one that I see now. And this doctor has other doctors that are with him. I'm so itchy. Like, what is wrong? There's been some little gnats. They're coming from the garage, from the light outside, and we change the lights. But then every now and then I find one, and they like bother me. Anyway, so she told me I had shingles, this lady, this doctor. And I'm like, well, I had them in my head. I got like little, they look like mosquito bites or something. And then I got the big one here, and then it formed a big, like a scab. Well, sleeping, because I didn't want to touch it, because this is just me, like, from stop bumping into things and scratching. But you see I had like these white dots right there. Can you tell? It's not from aging. That is what happened with this, along with this. What happened, I had a big scab, and I didn't want to touch it. But when I was sleeping, I guess it itched, because it was itchy. I took it off, or something happened with the blanket. I don't know. It just came off. Also, then I have this scar right there. And every now and then it starts itching. Like, see, this I've been scratching, because every now and then you see me scratching, it's because it itches. But, so I don't know. Oh, the lady said that I was, the one lady I saw, she wasn't a doctor. She was a doctor's assistant. And she said that I was, what is it called? When you're like anaphylaxis, like I had a reaction to a bite, so she gave me an EpiPen. I'm like, look, I've been bitten by avispas, like wasp, and like in Puerto Rico when I was little, I was bitten and I never got anything. So, you know, you can die if you do an EpiPen and you don't need it. Your heart rate goes so fast. And then I went to see the doctor, because she was a doctor assistant. And when I saw the doctor, they couldn't agree whether I had the chicken pox or a reaction to something that bit me, I used to get a lot of bites on my neck from, see, it's 5 minutes already, from, what is it called? It's not, what's the other one that is not a butterfly? What is it called? Moth. Every time I went in my yard to do some gardening, a moth got me on the neck, either here or here. Ay, bendito. It's like I'm juicy for them. And I go outside and I always get mosquito bite. But that's why I have that scar there and these little dots. And then I have some like little scabs on my head still, and they itch. And they sometimes when I get a big headache, a really bad headache, I start scratching them, and so I make them bleed sometimes, which you shouldn't scratch them like that. But they bother me. Like I had one here, right here, and then in the back somewhere. Anyway, it's this pandemic. I have nobody to talk to. And now we're on a lockdown again. Come on. We were reading. I'll tell you in the description. Skip forward to 6:18. 6 minutes 18 seconds. We're reading Ivy and Bean. I was hoping to finish this book before I have to cook because I want to make shepherd's pie, but it's a little involved. So I was thinking maybe I'll cook half of it later on and then the other half when I get better midnight or something. Anywho, this is bound to be bad. See, now you have to skip to almost 7 minutes, so I don't know. That's just me, the blabber. The worst word in the world. Ooh, this is getting juicy. Why is she sticking her tongue out? Ooh, she looks like a snake with her tongue out. Let me get this straight, Bean said. I do something bad and then you talk me into being good? Yeah, said Ivy. I reform you. Just like that guy reformed the wolf. I'm not licking your feet, said Bean. No way, no how. I don't want you to lick my feet, Ivy said. I just want to make you good. Ooh, that's a good thing. Who likes to lick somebody's feet? Ew. Look at my water. I just had dinner, so it's still stuck in my throat. I try to eat it quickly so I can finish the book before I get really sick. And it's still daylight. Oh, we got light. And I'll still get to share the wolf and the birds when they come along. Sure, they'll love you extra because you turn from bad to good. There's a picture of birds, like these black birds. And she's way down there. She looks tiny with a big head. Bean thought about that. But I won't be bad in the end, right? The wolf is going to know I'm like him inside, right? Right, Ivy said. Oh, I got a doggy with me. Oh, jeez. You'll only be bad for a few minutes, then I'll reform you, and you'll be good again. It's like a play we're putting on for the birds. What's going on there? Yelled Liana from the curb. I thought you said birds were going to flutter around your head. She pointed to the 3 crows who live on the telephone pole. I don't see them fluttering. Hang on, Ivy called. We're pausing for station identification. Identification or I don't know. Bean yelled. She turned back to Ivy. Am I just bad once? Oh, jeez. Well, that depends, said Ivy, on how long it takes for the birds to show up. Wow, being bad was actually good. No. Bean jumped to her feet. Okay, guys, she yelled at the birds on the curb. I'm going to be really bad, and then Ivy's going to make me good. Then we'll have birds galore, not just those crow losers. How bad are you going to be? Yelled Dino. Or Dino. I don't know. Dino? You wait and see, called Bean. You won't believe it. You better think of something quick. She looked around Ivy's front yard. She scratched her mosquito bites. She gets mosquito bites too. She searched through her brain for badness. The problem was that she actually didn't decide to be bad. For example, she knew that she wasn't supposed to call Nancy a duty head. But when she got really mad, she forgot. She didn't mean to be bad. She was just too mad to remember to be good. Maybe she should call Ivy a duty head. But she didn't truly think Ivy was a duty head, so that probably wouldn't count. Bean pulled a leaf of a bush and looked at Ivy. Bad? She asked. Ivy shrugged. Not really. My mom cuts them with clippers. Okay. She would have to do something worse. She just couldn't think of anything. What's bad? She asked. Bad words? Ivy said instantly. Of course! Bean should have thought of that herself. Oh my goodness. Just a few days ago, she had heard a lot of bad words at the hardware store. Some of them were so bad that she didn't know what they meant. So she picked the one that had sounded the worst. Oh no. She turned to face the kids on the curb. I'm about to say a bad word, she yelled. A super duper bad word. Dino, Liana, and the Sophies nodded. Katie clapped. Bean stood very close to Ivy and whispered the bad word in her ear. Ivy tried not to giggle, but it came out of her nose. She sniffled hard and then put her hands over her heart and cried, No, I beg you, Bean, not to say that terrible word. Promise you won't. Bean looked at Ivy for a moment. What was she supposed to do? Okay. She's good again. She's changed, Ivy said loudly. Bean checked the crows. They were still sitting on the telephone pole. They hadn't even noticed Bean's bad word. Stupid birds, said Bean. We didn't hear anything, Dino yelled. Say it louder. Oh, there's a picture of them. And she's trying to tell her in her ear the bad word. Whoa, Nelly. Bean was not going to say that word out loud. Brah? She screamed. Liana and the Sophies giggled, but Dino hollered, That's not a bad word. That's boring. What? Boring? Bean was insulted. She wasn't boring. She was bad. She was the worst kid in town. She stormed out of Ivy's front yard, charged up the sidewalk, and came to a stop in front of Miss Trent's house. Bean turned her head to glare at Dino. You want to see bad? She yelled. Watch this. Oh, she's yelling. Look, she's going to yell something bad. What is it? Oh, no. Next chapter is called Bean, Queen of Bad. Oh, my goodness. Who is this lady? She's watering her plants or cleaning the leaves. I don't know. She's got a bottle and a cloth. She's like spraying the flower. In Mistress Yard, there were 2 rows of rose bushes, one on either side of the front path. Each rose bush had a little circle of dirt to live in. Each circle of dirt had a tiny fence around it and then a sea of sparkly white rocks stretching out around that. Oh, I see. Okay. Sometimes Miss Trans come outside and watch her front path. Sometimes she even watch her rocks. Okay. Miss Trans liked things to be very clean. When she saw dirt, her face shriveled into a frown. Let me get closer so I can lean back a little. When she saw children, her eyes narrowed into tiny slivers. When she saw dirty children, her frown sucked her lips all the way inside her mouth, and her eyes slivered into nothing. She frowned so hard, her face went away. How did your face go away? Bean drove Miss Trans crazy. She didn't try to, she just did. Every time Bean walked by Miss Trans' house, one of the tiny white fences circling around the rose bushes fell over. Oh my goodness. Bean didn't know how it happened. Then Miss Trans would call Bean's mother and say that Bean was destructive. That meant she wrecked things. Bean didn't know quite what she was going to do with Mistress Yard, but it wouldn't be boring, that was for sure. Oh no. She stood in front of the stiff rose bush and looked carefully to see if Miss Trans was speaking from behind her curtains. The coast was clear. Do something, yelled Dino. This is boring, boring, Bean would show him. She leaned over a tiny fence, the tiny white fence, and brought her face close to a rose. And then she spit on it as hard as she could. Oh my gosh. If that lady sees her, oh, yuck. That's a big, big spit. She turned around to face Dino. How was that, huh? You never do that. Ivy grabbed her by her shoulders. Bean, she cried. Promise you'll never do that again. You're hurting the flowers, and they have feelings too. All right, just for a second. Bean had forgotten about turning good. Yeah, sure, I'll never do it again, she told Ivy. She's reformed, yelled Ivy. But Bean whirled around to make sure Dino was watching. Oh no, she hollered. It didn't stick. I'm turning bad again. This time the Sophies clapped along with Katie. Ha! Bean was the queen of bad. Keep your eyes peeled, she screeched and started to run toward her house. Oh my goodness. She's stuck with the badness. Oh no. Bean knew a lot of things that Nancy didn't know she knew. One of the things she knew was where Nancy hid candy. Nancy thought she was pretty smart. She didn't hide candy behind the stacks in her own room. She hid it in the bathroom, behind the stacks of toilet paper, in a brown paper bag. Oh, what Nancy didn't know was that Bean spent a lot of time prowling around the house, looking for treasure. One day, when she was prowling in the bathroom, Bean found Nancy's paper bag full of candy. Oh, look at the toilet paper. Whoa. And there's the bag. Bean was always careful not to eat so much candy that Nancy would notice. Just a Tootsie Roll or a mini candy bar. That's all she ever took until today. Oh. Bean whisked into her house and rushed to the bathroom. Bean often rushed to the bathroom so her mom and dad and Nancy didn't even notice. When she came out, there was a bulge inside her shirt, but nobody was watching. Bean marched back up to the street toward Ivy's house, but she didn't stop there. She walked around Pancake Court until she was standing next to Dino, Liana, the Sophies, and Katie. Ivy came running. What are you doing, Bean? Her eyes were shining. Look, said Bean. She pulled the brown paper bag from her shirt. I've got candy, except it isn't mine. I stole it. Great, said Ivy. Who'd you steal it from? Nancy, said Bean. Ivy giggled. Hey, you're supposed to be good, said Bean. And Ivy stopped giggling. I'm going to eat stolen candy, Bean said to Dino and the other kids, before lunch and in front of you guys without sharing. Oh! She reached into the bag and looked at Ivy. How's that for bad? Everyone watched while she ate a Butterfinger. Oh, come on, said Katie. Give us some, please. No, said Bean with her mouth full. I'm so bad I don't share with anyone. Right, Ivy? Ivy nodded, her eyes on the candy. Oh my gosh, look at her. She's so messy. Is she gonna get in trouble? Bean opened a pack of peanut butter cups and ate one. Isn't your sister going to be mad? Asked Liana. Said Bean, yamming the other peanut butter cup into her mouth. She was starting to feel a little sick. She looked at Ivy. Aren't you going to stop me? She whispered. All right, Ivy said. She clasped her hands together and said, Bean, I beg you. Stop stealing and eating dessert before lunch and not sharing. You've got to get good. Bean was glad to stop eating candy. Well, okay, since you put it that way, you should give us some to show that you're reformed, said Ivy. Bean thought about that. No, because it's stolen. You'd be doing something bad if you ate it. All of you. Oh, she's smart. I don't care if I am bad or not, said Liana. I want some milk duds. Halt, said Ivy, stepping between Bean and the other kids. I can't let you go down the path of badness by eating this candy. She smiled her pure of heart smile. Yeah, said Bean, and right now I'm reformed, so I can't lead you down the path of badness either. This is dumb, said Dino. It's just a little piece of candy. Stolen candy, Bean reminded him, and it's before lunch, too. I didn't steal it, said Dino. And what if I want to be bad anyway? He reached around Ivy to grab the bag, but someone was already there. It was Katie. She ripped the bag out of Bean's hand and tore down the street, her white sandals flashing in the sun. Bean looked at the shred of paper bag in her hands. Wow, she said, badness is catching. Oh, they got a picture. Look at it. All you can see is her feet, and she's got a little piece of paper from the bag. Oh no. I'm gonna have to do another video, but we'll finish it today. It's not that much, but it's 21 minutes. I don't want it to be too long. That's because I was yapping again. I'm sorry. Anywho, I hope you guys are doing well. And you're probably out of school now, so you can at least enjoy being in the yard. And in Florida, it's really hot. Yesterday or day before? No, during the weekend. It was almost 100. Oh, I almost melted away. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Coming this second. Alright? Be good. I'll be back.